I am going to try to knit a sweater for Rhinebeck. Hello and welcome to Knit Cheek. My name is Natalie and I am the cheek behind Knit Cheek, and today I have a project vlog for y'all. And I don't know how it's gonna go because I haven't yet made the project. I am going to Rhinebeck this year, 2025. New York Sheep and Wool Festival is the actual name, but so many people refer to it as Rhinebeck. And I am very excited. This is the first time I'm ever going. I want to knit a sweater for the event. I am running out of time. I waited into the last minute when it comes to knitting. So it is September 10th and Rhinebeck is October 18th. That gives me like 5 weeks. But the thing is that we are driving to New York from California, so we're going to be leaving probably a week beforehand. In order for me to get this sweater done and ready so I'm not working on it on the road, I need to finish this in 4 weeks, which that's tight. That's tight for a sweater, especially a sport weight sweater. I have knit a sweater and I have a series on that from last Christmas where I tried to knit a sweater in 3 weeks, and it was an Aran weight sweater and I did it and it was no big deal. But I have like 7 whips going on, including this one. So this is a little bit of more of a big deal because I don't, I have other things on my mind, but I am going to primarily switch my focus to this and one other project. And then just like, if I need a break from them to work on one of my other whips, I will. But for the most part, I'm trying to get these done because I can always take those other whips with me. So what am I knitting? What are you knitting, Natalie? What have you been rambling on about? Okay, so I am going to knit the Comeback Cardigan by Andrea Mowry. What is it called? Actually, I think it's called the Comebackigan Cardigan. The Comebackigan. Okay, it's a play on words. The Comebackigan, which is the Comebackigan Cardigan, right? Comebackigan Cardigan. And I am knitting that in the yarn that she designed the pattern in. It's so beautiful. So this is, oh, it smells sheepy. This is North Bay Fiber Heritage Sport. They sent me 1 DK. Uh-oh. I have 8 skeins of this, except for they accidentally sent me 1 DK, so I'm gonna have to let them know that. So I have 8 skeins of North Bay Fiber Heritage Sport in the color Mallard. This is a beautiful brand that makes American-made wool. So this is American wool, 100% source spun and hand-dyed in the USA. And they recently had a sale. And I knew that I wanted to make the Comebackigan Cardigan, and I have been searching for yarns similar to this, which this is a kind of a unique yarn because it is sport weight, but it is woolen spun. So it's like really light. And like if you look at the yardage, it's 450 yards for 100 grams, which is like a fingering weight, but it's a sport weight. I had struggled to find wool for this, which I do know that good wool is a good alternative. It's not the same yardage or the same weight, but I've seen other people make it with that, and that is a good alternative if you're looking for a budget yarn, because it does go on sale quite a bit. So this yarn is $18 per 50 grams, which is math time, $36 per 100 grams. And that's some nice yarn. For me, that is some nice yarn. I tend to spend anywhere from like 15 if I can find a really good deal to like 25 on yarn. So to go above 30 is kind of like a rare occasion for me. I will buy yarn that expensive because I like nice things, but I usually try to stay under like a 25 mark. But it was on sale. It was 20% off. And so I thought, you know what? That's a good deal. I'm going to go for it. That's like $7 off. That brings it right under 30 bucks. So I purchased 8 skeins of this. I think it was 1 more skein that I needed, but I did not want to mess around with that when it came to knitting a sweater in very beautiful yarn. So let me show you where I'm at, because yes, I cast on. So for her pattern, this is a really intense pattern. So you knit the sleeves and then you knit the body, and it's bottom up. All these things are new to me. I didn't realize how like uncomfortable I would be until I started it. How am I gonna know how long to make the sleeves? So I'm really trusting Andrea's pattern here because I am knitting with the same yarn and I did not get the same gauge. I'm okay if it turns out bigger. I'm in between a small and a medium, and I was in between making a size 3 and a size 4, but my gauge is off, so I'm going to go with a size 3 because it'll end up being like 2 inches bigger if my maths, which doesn't always math. So it should be a little bit bigger than the size 3. So here is my swatch for the Comebackigan Cardigan. Come back again. I'm gonna have a really hard time remembering to say that. This swatch is the pocket. So I love patterns like this. This is the first time I've ever done this, but I love this idea of like, you make the swatch your pattern. You make the pattern, no, you make the swatch your pocket. I originally started this with the intended size 5 needle, and I like got, I don't know, like an inch in, and I was measuring it and I was like, I can already tell that this is bigger before blocking than what it needs to be. So I ripped it out and then started with a smaller needle size, which is the size 4. And I'm using wood needles for this because I like the feels. So I figured that out. I've decided I'm just gonna knit it with the size 4 needles. It's okay, it's a little bit off gauge because I like a looser fit. I typically like to wear mediums, even though I'm a true schmedium. This color is my new hyperfixation. For summer, it was blue. It was cornflower blue. For fall, it's teal. And I just want everyone to give me a round of applause for going out of my comfort zone and picking this color and then immediately becoming obsessed with it and now only buying this type of color. I originally thought I would knit this in like a brown, like a warm brown, because that's exciting, but like that's usually what I go for. But I'm really enjoying this Mallard teal color. Let's try to get this video moving along here. Last night I made the swatch. This morning I woke up, cast on my first sleeve. So it's not much. I have 4 weeks and I don't know how to time this because I'm like, usually if I'm knitting a sweater, I'm like, okay, I got through the back, I got through like body, I got through one sleeve, I got through the other sleeve, then I'm gonna pick up the collar. I kind of know like if I'm screwed or not on time. Whereas this one, I feel like I'm knitting it backwards. I don't know how I'm going to gauge like how stressed I should be about if I'm finishing it or not. I shouldn't be doing this to myself. If I finish this, great. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. But you know, I am making a whole video about how I'm trying to finish this sweater for Rhinebeck. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it. Just how deeply will my other whips suffer? I don't know. I'm gonna wrap this up. Enjoy the rest of this vlog, and I really hope that I have a finished sweater to show y'all. Good morning. It is the next day, and I didn't get too much progress done on this because I went to the movies last night to see the final Downton Abbey movie, and I have now discovered I can knit socks in the movies as long as it's not a really splitty yarn. Before I was trying to knit pick stroll in the movie theaters, which splits pretty easily, and my socks were a disaster afterwards. So now that I'm knitting with a nicer quality indie dyed yarn, it is working out, and I'm really happy because I go to the movies a lot and I feel like that's going to up my sock production for the year. Here is my little tiny cuff. I usually don't film until later in the afternoon because the way that my windows are west facing, so I usually film later in the afternoon, but I got a ring light from the thrift store, so I'm hoping it looks okay. It feels really bright. I did start the actual pattern. So I finished the ribbing. I turned the ribbing inside out because it looked better on the inside than the outside. So I did that trick, and now I am knitting the pattern. I am knitting these on 10-inch circulars. I can't remember if I said that yesterday. I went to my local yarn store and picked up some 10-inch circulars to treat myself. I honestly don't mind knitting sleeves on DPNs. I prefer it to magic loop, but to start a project, that seemed horrible. I feel like DPNs are fiddly and starting a project is fiddly, and I did not want to deal with that. So I treated myself to a little bit of a needle splurge. I don't have much else to say. I'm going to start helically knitting or alternating skeins because I have seen on some of the project pages, and I don't know if these people were doing that or not, but you can see a little bit of color variation between the skeins. This is a hand-dyed yarn, so I am going to try to minimize that as much as possible so you don't have like any stark lines. But because you knit the sleeves first and then you knit the whole body, I'm not sure how that connection will turn out, but I'm gonna do my best to just try to, you know, make it look good. So this yarn is so nice though, and I'm really loving the way that this is coming out so far. Here's to hoping that this project gets done in time. It has been several days since I checked in with this vlog video, and honestly, that's just because this project is going incredibly slow. I think the last time I checked in was Wednesday, and I had gotten past the cuff and did, I don't know, like a little bit of the pattern. And as you can see here, I don't have much to show. I have about 5 increased rows. I think I've been increasing a little bit faster than she suggested, so I'm gonna slow that down now that I've done half of them. I'm having a really hard time seeing this yarn, and you can see I'm wearing this. This helps a lot. There are these little lights. I don't know where I got this or what it's called. Does it say on it? It doesn't. Oh man, I don't know where I got this. So progress on this is going incredibly slow. I have started to time myself with this project, and let me tell you how many hours I'm in. And I did add the time that I did to swatch the pocket. So this, the pocket, and this, which this is probably 6-7 inches of knitting, 6 hours. I do think I had a little bit of trouble getting this started, and I had to like watch the YouTube video of how to stay in pattern while increasing, and I had to learn how to do the increases, and I think I had to undo a couple rows because I was knitting this without a light and realizing that I was making mistakes. Now that I know that, I am carefully watching what I'm doing. I'm making sure that I have a light. I am not knitting in this in the car. I did try to knit this in the car yesterday, actually, on the way to pick up my mom from the airport, and I legit got car sick, and I haven't gotten that car sick in a while. Will not be doing that. Anyways, I have been listening to an audiobook. I've been listening to R.F. Kang's Catabasis audiobook. What a weird way for me to show this to you. If this doesn't work, I'll put a photo somewhere. And I am 73% into this, and my library hold was coming up yesterday, and I was trying to finish it because I had a skip the line library hold. If you know, you know about the Libby app. If you don't, you can ask me and I'll tell you. I luckily got another one, so I was able to finish it because I only have 5 hours left of a 19-hour book, and I had lost my library hold. And this is for a book club that I have coming up, so I need to finish this book, but it's really good. That's what I've been listening to while knitting. I have dishes in the sink. I have a bed that's unmade, and I'm going to, all my plants need to be watered. I'm going to ignore all of that, and I'm going to spend my Saturday morning that feels like fall. It's not 72 degrees, but it's cloudy. I'm going to drink my second cup of coffee, and I am going to put in an hour of knitting is my goal for this. I don't know how I feel about this project and getting it done in time. For reference, it's September 13th. I'm going to leave towards Rhinebeck around October 8th. If everything works out, I would need to have this done in like a few days less than a month now, and it's really hard to tell how fast something is going when you start a project like this. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would feel a lot better if I was knitting the body and making progress on that. And I'm hoping that's gonna go faster, but I don't know. I'm gonna go sit on the couch now and do a little bit of knitting. Hello, it is Saturday, September 20th, and I have some actual progress to show y'all. So the last time I checked in was Wednesday, and I fell ill. I'm being dramatic. I have a cold, and it's been a relatively mild cold. Like, I think I only called off work one day. I was able to work. I was able to kind of go about my business, but I've been really drained of energy. But it's been really great for my actual knitting. So I finished sleeve number 1. And I have cast on and gotten pretty far on sleeve number 2. So it's Saturday, and my goal this week was to finish the sleeves and cast on the body, which I think could be doable because I'm not really feeling well enough to do really anything else. I've been binge watching the show 1670 on Netflix because they just released a second season. So I've been rewatching season 1 and I'm watching season 2. So I think I'm just going to do that for the rest of the day, be lazy, knit, and get better. Yeah, that's kind of really all that's going on in my world right now. Mr. Cheek and I did go up to the cabin this week. I can't remember if I verbally talked about it, but we went on a little hike. Like, this is like hours before I realized that I was sick. I think that evening was when I was like, oh, I'm not feeling well. We saw a bobcat, a snake, and a bear all in one day, which is amazing. So we had a great day. We're big animal wildlife people and just nature in general. It was really, really cool to kind of just see like 3 different animals that are kind of rare in one day. I think we leave in like 2 weeks and 4 days, 3 days, something like that. So I'm definitely pushing it still on time here, but I'm feeling better and I'm literally planning on doing nothing else but knitting today and tomorrow. I'll see if I can get a little bit of B-roll for y'all's, but that's basically the plan. And I'm hoping by Monday that I will have some ribbing done on my body. So let's see how far I can get. It is Sunday, September 21st, and I officially have 2 finished sleeves. Whee! I'm very, very excited because this took me, where's my phone? It's over there. This took me 25 hours to knit 2 sleeves and 1 pocket. So it was a really, really long process to do this. I'm really hoping that the body goes by faster because it's not on 9-inch circular needles, and where they were 10-inch circular needles, I'm not having to increase. I will eventually have to decrease when I get to the shoulders, but the body is just like 11 inches or something like that of just knitting, so in pattern. So I'm excited for that. My goal is to cast on the ribbing. I need to cast on an enormous amount of stitches doing the tubular cast on, which will be so much fun, and then do the setup rows. And that's my goal for tonight, is to cast on and get through those setup rows and get to a point where I can just do my ribbing. I'm still a smidge, I feel like I'm not sick at all anymore, but I still have a smidge of, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I seem to be losing my voice and I've barely been talking, so it's a good thing that I have not tried to film anything else this weekend. Anyways, hopefully I will show you a cast on tomorrow, Monday. I'm feeling kind of okay about finishing this. I'm not really sure about the fit. I knit these to the size or the length that she told me to, and I feel like they're too short, but I don't know where my underarm is supposed to be, and I'm not sure what blocking will do here. So I am just gonna do everything to pattern, and then I do know that I'm off on my row gauge, but I don't think it matters because I'm knitting everything to length right now. But when it comes to the decreases, I will have to be wary that my row gauge is smaller. I am going to end up with longer items if I follow the instructions. So I may need to account for that, and I don't necessarily know how. But right now I'm going to put this away. I'm going to go for a walk. Hopefully later tonight I will come back and cast on the body of this sweater. So I'll see you then. That was really weird. We are approaching the 30-hour mark here, and I have 2 sleeves, a pocket, and maybe an inch of hem to show for it. I'm gonna have a hard time showing you this, but here's what I have going on. Let's measure it. Okay. So I have 1 inch of ribbing done. I was able to cast this on last night, Sunday. So it is now Monday the 20th. What is the day? It is now Monday the 22nd, which means I have a new week to make a goal. And I'm really tempted to make my goal to finish the body this week, which is like 11 inches or so of knitting the ribbing plus the body, which I feel like I could do it. This is going by a lot quicker than the sleeves were. Obviously, it's not super quick. 1 row takes me about 15 minutes, but I anticipate that that'll get a little bit faster when I get into the main body pattern instead of ribbing, because ribbing, is like back and forth, back and forth. So maybe I could get that down to like 13 minutes, but that is a bold assumption. I am feeling a lot better today, but I have this like headache that won't go away. And I did work today, but I had a short day. So I got home and I've been knitting. And yesterday I fought all day taking a nap. But today, I feel like I am going to throw in the towel. I'm going to take a nap because I'm going to go out with my girlfriends tonight. I'm going to take a nap, hopefully get a couple more rows of this in, and then decide if I'm going to take this out with me or if I should take a more portable project, which I should probably take the more portable project, and also just like be able to work on something other than this. I am managing 2 balls because I am knitting this alternating skeins so that the pulling doesn't happen. There is definitely some color variance happening within the sleeves, and I'm glad that I did switch skeins because I feel like that made it way more uniformed than I think it would have if I would have just stuck to one. Overall, very happy. I hope everything is going to fit and work out, but I'm feeling good about where I'm at. I mean, it's still tight. It's still going to be really tight. Even if best case scenario, I do finish the body this week, that only leaves me, let's say I finish the body on the 28th, that leaves me a week and 2 days to finish the upper body decreases, the raglan shaping, and to pick up for that button band, which is a lot. That's a lot. I'm still feeling like this is going to be a race and it may not happen, but we're gonna give it our best shot. The only thing that sucks is that I have been almost primarily knitting this. Like I did cast on a new sock last week and I got through the color work, but other than that, I have not touched any of my other whips, and there are some of them that I do want to work on, like I would be working on them. So I mean, that's like just kind of what happens when you try to finish something fast. But I am giving myself some time to work on socks just because they're more portable. Anyways, I also think I forgot to mention when I ordered this yarn, they accidentally sent me 1 skein of DK. My brain is all over the place because I'm ready for my nap. I never nap, but like I feel like I need one right now. Originally in this order, they had accidentally sent me a skein of DK instead of Sport. And I emailed them, I let them know, and they responded so fast, like the next day. And within that same day, I got like a shipping notification. So I got that extra skein really fast. They let me keep the incorrect one because, you know, it was just a mishap. So I now have a 50-gram skein of this yarn in DK, and I'm like excited about like, what am I gonna make with this now? But I just wanted to say like that they were really, really fast about fixing that problem. So 10 out of 10 customer service. All right, I'm gonna go take my nap and then hopefully get a couple more rows of knitting in today, and then I'll check in with y'all when I check in with y'all. Welcome to Knit Cheek After Dark. So I have decided that knitting the body would probably be pretty boring for me to check in with y'all every inch or so. So here's my plan. It is Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday, and I knit 1.5 inches of the body, which is the ribbing. I am going to attempt to knit 1.5 inches every day for the rest of the week. So that would put me at almost 11 inches, which is the total. I think I'm like 0.5 away. So one of those days I'll have to make up for that. So for the rest of the week, I'm just going to insert a little montage of me finishing the body so I don't have to check in every day with like, hey, I knit another inch, you know? So that's where I'm at. Let's see if I can hopefully get this done in 1 week. 11 inches of the body of this sweater. Cue montage. Let's talk about where I'm at. It has been over a week since I have sat down and talked because my goal was to finish the 11 inches of the body by Sunday so that I would have like 10 days to finish it. And I have finished 11 inches of the body. We are officially ready to join the sleeves and start the upper body decreases and shaping. Is it Sunday? No, it's Wednesday. So I'm 3 days behind. The ribbing of this took so much longer than I ever expected. I am knitting the ribbing of this sweater on size US 2 needles, so it was painfully slow. But the rest of the body has been okay. I will just try to update you when I have some updates. I have some devastating news. So I got a lot of progress done on my sweater yesterday, but I think I'm going to have to frog all of it. I know I'm going to have to frog all of it. And I've been mulling it over and I've been like upset about it. I've been actually wanted to frog it all day, just like get it over with. But I knew I wanted to film a little bit of an update so I can show you what the problem is and where I'm at. I have switched over to my biggest tote that I have, like my Portland leather tote for my sweater, because it's too big now to like stuff into a little bag. And this is my first time using this tote for a sweater project, and it's really, really nice. I really like it. It's like really easy to get it in and out of here. Okay, so I have hours worth of work from yesterday. My guess is 4 to 5 hours of work. And then I realized that I have a little bit of pulling going on from a slightly lighter skein of this yarn. As you can see here, it's pretty obvious with fluorescent and artificial lighting. It's not as bad in natural lighting, but I've thought about it, I talked to my friend about it, and I know it's going to bother me, especially because of the placement. And I kind of went back and forth on what I wanted to do, because I was like, well, I may end up with this problem later because that's just the nature of this yarn. It's hand-dyed yarn, and there is a lot of color variation within the whole sweater, right? Like there's a lot of gradients, and alternating skeins diffuses that a lot. But in this case where I added this slightly lighter skein, it's like a really harsh line. And like in certain lighting, you can't tell, but I just know it's going to drive me nuts. So instead of trying to power through this so I can get it done in time, I am going to rip it out, which is a headache. But I did stop using that skein and I brought in a different skein, and I can already tell that this skein that I was using was the problem. This is the skein. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but the one on top here is slightly lighter than the other ones. So I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm kicking the can to a later problem that I may have with that lighter skein. But I did buy one extra skein for this project, so I'm hoping that that'll just, I won't end up needing that, or maybe I could do the button band with it and it would make more sense. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but all I know is that it's bothering me where it is now. So I am going to undo it and then work from these two skeins. This is going to be quite a chore because, as you can see, I have combined my back and my sweater. And so I'm going to have to undo very long rows and then also a good inch or two before I was ready to add those sleeves. So it's going to be a big endeavor, and I know it's going to suck. It is Thursday, so I have today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I have 6 days left, and this is a major setback. But I am feeling really confident about the rest of this pattern now that I've done it, and I've read through the pattern, and I've studied it, and now I know what I'm going to do with those extra sleeve stitches that I have, because I did a size 4 sleeve and a size 3 body. I feel like I can totally just decrease those into the pattern. It's not going to be a big deal. And then also I thought my row gauge was off. I thought that was going to be an issue too, because it would end up longer, but I think my row gauge is pretty on spot. Those two things at least I'm not stressed about, and I can see the end of the pattern. I can see where it's going. She does suggest blocking it before you do the double knit button band, so that's my goal. My goal is to finish this and block this and then do the button band on the road, which will make putting this video out interesting, but we're going to go with it. I'm very, very nervous about this, but whatever, like we're gonna do it, and I'm going to be happier with this in the future. Like I'm never gonna look back from years from now and be like, oh, this sweater has like this thing that bothers me, but I was like powering through to get the sweater done for Rhinebeck. So I know this sucks, but we're gonna do it. Let's do that, and I will update you when I'm to that point. But yeah, I am like 48 hours into this project, and so I don't really know. I don't know how much this actually is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep timing this, because there's no real way to be like, oh, I had to frog and then redo. That's part of a project. So right now I'm 48 hours and 39 minutes into this project. But like I said, I'm probably about to rip out 4 to 5 hours of work. It's unfortunate. It is now Friday morning and I have at least finished the body, and now I am ready to join everything together for the second time, which makes me feel better because I was only like 3 rows into doing that. So I think I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 rows away from where I was, which these rows are really, really long, but I'm confident that I can get to that point at least today. I remember being at that point and feeling like, oh, I can finish this. So yeah, it's 2 days later, but I'm still hopeful that I can finish everything except for the button band before we leave, and then just knit the button band on the go. I can only do my best. So hopefully later today I will show you a put together sweater. And you can see I do not have those harsh lines anymore. Like the yarn definitely has some color variations, and you can kind of see some very light pulling of colors, but it's very diffused and it looks really nice. But the lines before were like really stark and like some lighting. It was hard because it was like I was trying to show Joey and he was like, I don't see what you're talking about, but we were like in natural lighting, so there's definitely a difference of like what lighting you're in, but it was just, I kept seeing it and I just decided I needed to undo it. We'll check in back later. There is so much construction going outside of my house, so I'm just gonna update you really quick. It's only been a few hours, and this morning I was able to join my sleeves back onto my body. Here we go. So I am now almost to the point of where I last frogged when I decided to rip back. I think I need 3 more rows and then I will be back on track to where I was. And I'm really hoping to get to that point today. The rows are super long, so there's like somewhere around 350 stitches. So these rows do take a really long time. I would love to get to like the first decrease row this morning, fully anticipating to be back to where I was by the end of the day. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good as of right now. I am running out of days for sure, but I think I can get this done and then do the button band on the road. So that's my goal. That is my goal. So I'm gonna put this away and I am going to go make myself some breakfast. So I'll catch up with y'all later. Well, it's Sunday and I haven't necessarily been the best of updating through the weekend. Well, it's Sunday, so I still have a whole day, but I am chugging along on this thing, which is really good. I feel really good about it. I still have quite a bit to go, but I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling like it's possible that I might finish. Well, I might finish the body. I don't think the button band, especially on the size, US size 2 needles, is gonna happen. That's something I could do on the road. Also, I have been experiencing some hand pain, which sucks because I feel like yesterday I could have kept knitting, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna stop so I don't regret it tomorrow, which was the right call because now they don't hurt. And now I can knit now. Here's where I'm at. I'm like, I don't know, this far into since connecting. These rows are long as hell, so it is taking quite a bit, but I'm decreasing a lot. So I think let me see. I'm on row 17 and I have a total of 75 rows until I'm finished. So that's like a little bit less than 60 rows, but they're getting smaller. So my idea is that if I can finish it by sometime tomorrow, I can block it. It can dry all day Tuesday and we leave Wednesday. Usually my knits dry really fast. In Southern California, it's really dry, it's really warm. But of course, when I need it to be warm, it's really feeling crisp out. But I feel like in the middle of the day, it warms up. Not that that really helps inside, but I don't know. I got my bangs trimmed, if you're wondering. I'm like not used to the feeling of them there. I also need to do so much stuff to get ready for this trip. So I am happy. I would be happy if I finished this tomorrow and I could kind of get it out of my mind for a day while I finish working on all the things that I need to do before we leave. I still also need to do one pocket as well, but we'll get there when we get there. I'm feeling okay. I also have the question, do you need to alternate skeins for a button band, and how would you do that, and is that overkill? Also, what if I only have one skein left? Can you alternate it with itself? Okay, well, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna knit, and then I'm gonna leave all my camera stuff set up right here so that I can catch up with y'all later. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna knit some. It's not going well. It's Monday and it's late. It's almost 4 p.m. on Monday, and I have only knit one row on this today. That is because I went out to coffee this morning and had an extra strong cup of coffee that has knocked me on my ass all day. Like I haven't been able to focus because I have this anxiety-induced coffee thing going on. So it's been a long day. I did get through a lot on my to-do list, but I did try to sit down and sew, and my brain was just not, like I kept wanting to get up and do stuff, so it's not going good. I mean, it's taking shape, and I am getting through those raglan decreases. I mean, I'm making some progress. I'm about a little bit less than halfway through the chart of decreases, but every other row I'm decreasing a good amount of stitches, like up to 10 stitches, 8 to 10 stitches. So even though I'm only made it through halfway, I'm assuming that each row is only gonna get shorter, I hope. I still wanna try to finish today, even if I have to stay up late. I'm really hoping to have this done tonight so that I can block it and not think about it tomorrow. Wish me luck. I will check back in with you later. Hopefully when I'm done, but we'll see. Welcome to Knit Cheek After Dark, and guess what? We have officially hit 70 hours that I have been working on this sweater. It is 8:20, about 2/3 of the way through the chart of decreases, but as I keep saying, I'm decreasing so the rows are getting smaller, but I feel like they're not. I don't know, I feel like it's not getting smaller fast enough. Like I don't know, I have this horrible feeling that it's gonna be too long because of my row gauge, even though I double checked the row gauge and it seemed okay. I've tried to kind of try it on, but like obviously it's not the easiest to do with this construction. So I'm a little stressed, but I am going to power through another 2 hours at least, probably 3 to 4 hours. Honestly, I'll probably knit to midnight and then block it if I need to. But if it doesn't fit, I don't know what I'm going to do. If it doesn't fit, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I guess it would just be too big, but it's like, do I finish it or do I fix it? I don't know. I don't even know. I would be speechless. Okay, well, I'm going to get back to knitting because I can't be dilly-dallying. I have to be knitting. Yeah, let me go do that. Let me go finish this. Let me go finish this real quick. Obviously, I didn't finish last night, but I finished this morning, and I also seamed the sleeves. I really tried to finish last night. I got like 12 rows away from finishing, but my hands were starting to cramp, and I knew that I couldn't keep going. And I figured, you know what? It's Tuesday morning. We leave Wednesday morning, so I have 24 hours. So I need to get this blocking so that I could have optimal drying time. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And I have lots to do today. I have lots of packing to do. At least this is done. It's fitting good. I feel like it fits well. I'm pretty sure that it's going to fit perfectly once it's blocked. So let's go block it. Hello, I am currently casually knitting in Central Park, New York City, and I have not updated y'all in a while because I've been driving across the country and that has been crazy. So let me show you what I got. I am currently chugging through this button band. This is really awkward. I'm gonna stop now. Also, I have 7% battery. I've never felt more type B in my entire life. Well, I did it. I finished my sweater for Rhinebeck. I knit the button band during my epic road trip to New York, and I sewed the buttons and the pockets on at my friend's house down to the last minute and was able to wear it to the fair. This sweater took me a total of 85 hours to make I will give you some more stats on this sweater in my next podcast episode, and I will also be posting a Rhinebeck haul sometime soon, so don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!